What happens after you die? Is there an afterlife? Is there God? Well, that all depends on what religion you're referring to. So hello everyone, my name is Autumn Asphodel and I am a coach to help you live your best life and find your true purpose. And today's video is about what happens after you die. What does happen? Enjoy the video. When your physical body dies, is that it? Your life is over and there is nothing else? From a limited standpoint, that is what happens. However, what if there is something more? The overwhelming majority of people believe something happens and that we are more than human, with only a small minority believing we are only of the physical. However, this small minority, usually ruled by science, tries to discover what else is out there, yet will never be able to since science is solely physical and based on human observation, and thus is flawed from the beginning. While the majority of people believe in some sort of afterlife, the ways they believe it all vary. Many hold some belief, either a religion or spiritual one, that gives them an answer as to what happens after physical death. This answer is crucial to the way they live their life as it determines the actions they take, how they choose to live their life, and the people they associate with. The answer is also crucial since it gives them a meaning, a purpose to live and exist. The unknown is scary to humans, as is not having a purpose. So religion and spiritual beliefs give people motivation to continue on. Which of these is true and which isn't? That's a difficult question since religion and various spiritual practices are all from human observation. Anything from human observation is flawed from the start since humans are flawed creatures, and thus we must recognize the bias and motives of the people who started the religion, allowed it to progress, and those who continue to practice it. We will often find that some motive is at play to give an illusion that someone is better than another because they are more spiritually developed, pure, and or powerful and wealthy. These strong beliefs about deities and a structure of power among humans and gods is completely man-made and masks one's true potential. It is all an illusion that clouds people's eyes like a dense fog as they cannot see where they should be going and are instead blinded by a distraction, which is religion. This also applies to spiritual beliefs as well and the proclaimed gurus out there that claim to know the answer when they have no clue. Life and death is part of the living experience. The dying experience is all the same. It is part of the cycle. You are born, you grow up, you age, and then you die. And then if you have children, they also do the same thing. And it's a continuous cycle. Even if you were never born, there's going to be plenty of people who repeat this cycle again and again. And even long after you were born, long before you were born, the same cycle repeats again and again. And it's not just with humans, it's with all living life forms. But with that being said, if your physical body dies, what more is there? Well, if you look at a scientific perspective, that's never going to provide an answer. And the reason is because science is human observation. Human observation is flawed because human beings are flawed. There is no such thing as a human being that is not flawed. Everything that humans create and they touch is flawed from the very beginning because a human being created it, and human beings are flawed creatures. With that being said, science, with its flaws, is not able to answer what happens after your physical body dies, only to what your actual physical body does to decompose your physical makeup and what actually happens. But what if there's something more than that? Is there something more than that? What do you believe when it comes to that? One thing is for certain, however, is that we all share a bond. Each and every human being and living organism for that matter all originate from a source. What this source is varies based on the belief. I refer to it as the collective unconscious that holds all living consciousness in a non-physical domain. The other thing for certain is that our bodies in this physical domain, where all physical matter, will cease to exist. If consciousness is non-physical, but our bodies are physical, then it could be implied that we are first a non-physical existence residing in this collective unconscious, and for reasons that we may not be aware of, we have entered a physical body, often with a purpose we have to discover, and then it dies and we re-enter the collective. So what happens when we die? Surely, if we've come from some form of consciousness, we would go back to that consciousness, right? That all depends on how you live your physical existence. As you shape the world you live in based on your thoughts, you can determine if you choose to live a fulfilling or disappointing life. The whole reason you are here is to be fulfilled with your life. That is the natural way of living, free of resistance. However, society has shaped humanity to be something they are not, often others thinking for you instead of you thinking for yourself. And as a result, you may develop heavy denial, and thus when your physical body dies, it could be in such denial that your spirit or consciousness continues to exist in a non-physical domain, avoiding the collective we all belong to. This is all, of course, from my observation. Perhaps you have a different idea and experience. The takeaway is that you should be living a fulfilling life, free of resistance. By doing so, you'll be able to form your own conclusion and make the best decision for your body and your life. Then, you will be able to shape your reality with your thoughts and actions, and your life and views on the end of your physical body's existence may be completely different from mine. Nevertheless, always remember that you are a free individual capable of so much. So never let anyone bring you down, coerce you, or gaslight you into thinking that your ideas, actions, or perception is invalid. Let me know how this works for you. Have a great day. So my personal belief when it comes to life and death and what happens after you die is that whenever you are born here, you come here with a very specific purpose. You are here to fulfill something, whatever that is, and you have to find what that purpose is. Or maybe you know what the purpose is all this time, but society clouds your mind. It clouds your eyes into believing a false reality. If you look at the world and how many things that are artificial, that do not exist, that are to deter you from your true self, there's so many. There is so many things. So that should be a big sign to you that you come here for a very specific purpose. And it's your duty to find what that purpose is and to fulfill that purpose. And even if you feel as though you have no purpose or you're just working just boring, plain jobs, that perhaps is leading you up to finding what your true purpose is, because everyone has a purpose. You have to make the purpose, you have to find the purpose, and you have to fulfill that purpose. And then, and only then, when you are ready to die, when your physical body is ready to die, that it will occur. And this can happen at any age. Life is very unpredictable as to when life and death is going to serve you. But after your physical body dies, is it over? Perhaps your physical existence is over. This is the vessel that I am in. And when it is gone, I no longer have this vessel. But my spirit, my consciousness, perhaps that is part of something bigger, because we are all connected. When you look at every human being, every living organism, the similar patterns that we all have, we are all the same at the deepest level. And this is what connects us all. This consciousness, this unified consciousness that collects all living creatures is what our true source is. And from there, we go out and diversify ourselves in this world so we can learn, we can observe, we can have diversity in the world. So that is what our purpose is. That is why we are here. And when we die, our physical body dies, but our spirit and our soul do not die. We may live a life of regret and anger and frustration and not be able to really connect after death. We may live in a place where we are disconnected from this unified consciousness. We may deny it. We may have so much hatred and negativity within our life that we're still struggling with things after we die that we were struggling with when we were born, when we were alive. But regardless, you have to learn to let those things go and be your true self. Be sure to check out the amazing merchandise over at Asphodel Shop for some inspiring designs. I'm sure you'll find some amazing things. Also become a member of $5 up and above to get early access to new content before it is publicly released to anyone else, weeks and months in advance. I want to thank you all so very much for tuning into this video. Let me know what your thoughts are on this topic. Let me know what you think happens after you die, or if you fulfilled your purpose and what else there is to your life. I'm really curious to hear it. So you all take care, have a great one, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.